welcome back to Woman Just Moment Talk Show, episode 19. So this is our very first topic, our very first episode in the Goal Setter series. And the topic is referred to as identifying your purpose early in life. Identifying your purpose early in life. Here with us today, we have a very beautiful, young, talented, smart lady. And by the way, I need to introduce her properly. If you can remember very well, the viewers, if you can remember very well, the topic title Violence Against Women by Dr. Claudine. This is her daughter, her product. So this is just like, there's an adage that a fruit does not fall far from the tree. So when you have Dr. Claudine's daughter here seated by me, you can imagine what we'll have to hear from her. You're welcome, Danita.
Thank you so much.
Our show, Mom and Justice Moment Talk Show. So having intro, we'd like you to just, give us a little bit background about yourself and what you do.
Okay, cool. Well, my name is Danita and I'm 24 years old. I'm originally from Sierra Leone in West Africa. I would say I'm a product of my environment in a way. Like I've been all around the world.
Wow.
From a young age. I moved to South Africa before I even turned 1 year old. We stayed here for a couple of years, then moved back home. Then when I was 8, moved to the UK. Then when I was 14, moved to South Africa. This is actually my 10th year here in SA. I'm 24 now. So I think, moving around a lot as a young person, it was kind of, it uprooted me. You've settled in one place, then you have to get used to another place. So at a young age, it was a bit difficult for me to find my voice because I always had to feel like I need to adapt and change. England life is different from SA life. But at the end of the day, I really think I appreciate that because it's made me into the woman who I am today.
Absolutely. I'm
able to just meet with different people, connect with people,
and
explore different avenues. So I finished high school here, then I went on to pursue a degree in community development. Thereafter, I did my master's in population studies because I wanted to specialize. I love working with people, but like I said, I want to specialize, and I realized I liked numbers also, and population has the demography side to it. I like health and reproduction and migration, just basically how population work. And then currently now, so I graduated last year. Currently I'm working for a civil society organization based in Johannesburg, but because of COVID-19, I've been working from home for majority of the time I've started working. And I'm a research intern there. We do budget advocacy work for better healthcare delivery for, vulnerable or low-income communities.
That's the whole package there. And by the way, I forgot to mention that the other time she was aired on the E-News, I was so proud to see her. I had to share on my Facebook. So we're having a very special guest here, as you can see. Dynamas, they say, come in what? Small packages. So Danita, we are just excited to hear all you have to say about identifying your purpose in life. Starting with the first question, what does it mean to identify your purpose in life?
Okay, I think just to jump in, I'll say I'm a believer, I'm a Christian. So for me, purpose is inspired by God. And especially scriptures from the Bible, I think our God is a God of purpose. He talks about moving forward in the Bible. There's a passage where, in Esther, where someone said to Esther, you were made queen for such a time as this. And I feel like, we were all born for such a time as this.
Absolutely.
And so I think God is not random. God makes no mistakes. So he put Danita here because I have to make a difference in the world.
Absolutely.
And leave it better than how I met it. So Absolutely. I think that's why it's important to identify purpose. And also the Bible says if you have no vision, you perish. And it's true because if I didn't set goals for myself, I'll just be walking around aimlessly let me just do what Jess is doing. Let me do what he's doing. And then before I know it, I look back and I'm older and I've wasted, all
And I
these
feel
years.
like you lose yourself
Yeah.
because you're not able if you're not able to identify
Yeah.
your purpose. So Jess, what do you have to say about identifying your purpose in life? I know you're still young. What are your plans about identifying your purpose?
Well, firstly, hey guys, I'm Jess and I'm 12 years old, and I feel that identifying your purpose is a very important thing in life because as you get older, you have to go through even more things in life, and I think we should just get over and done with what we want to do while we're still younger. So, for example, I want to be an interior house designer when I grow up. I'm really into houses and interior designing them. Like, I would go into a mall and look for those, home magazines, and then I would cut out and paste them in, like, a scrapbook that I have. And I'm very into those kind of things. And I would scroll through Pinterest looking for all this type of stuff. And my mom thinks that I'm
messing
crazy.
my whole house, really.
But I'm actually trying to get like a dream board going on.
Wow.
So I think that is very important for us as a young age, as a teenager, to start doing. And maybe when we grow up, we could even become one of those things that we wanted to be. And that will make us have a happy life and a happy job instead of just going to work and saying, I hate this day, I hate this job.
Absolutely.
You should actually love your job. Every day as you go and come back home, you will say, I had such an amazing day. So that's all I really have to say for now.
Well, Jess has told us her own side of the story. I believe that you, as you're setting your goal, the Lord will help you do that. So back to you, Danita. I want to know, what are those values or potentials? When do you start identifying those values and potentials that will help you identify your purpose in life?
I think as early as possible. Like, I'm so inspired by Jess already, like confidently like saying what she wants to do, what she loves. Like, yeah, from a young age notice like, oh, I'm a creative person, I love reading, I like writing things down, I like, making music. Or even if, you feel like you're the weird kid who likes numbers and nerdy things, like embrace it and just say, okay, you know what, like mom and dad, I enjoy doing this thing, you guys invest in it or just help me out and support me the best way I can. Well, and for me specifically, like from a young age, I decided I wanted to be a journalist, although I didn't really pursue journalism eventually, but I always knew I loved like words. My mom read to me from an early age. I love just, creating stories and reading books. So I always knew that I would do something with writing, and I do research as part of my work, and pursuing a master's, there's a lot of research involved. So at the end of the day, it all aligns.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There was something Jess mentioned about loving what you do, because it won't be fulfilling for you to have a sense of purpose that you are not passionate about. So I believe that if you have a sense of purpose, it should align with your passion for it, your hobby for it. I can remember when Jess was growing up as a child, I always said, oh, my child will be a medical doctor. Of course, every parent wants their first child. And being that her dad is a medical doctor, I would also want my first child to be one. So I always wanted her. I kept reminding her, you must be a medical doctor and this and that. Then as she's growing, I'm seeing that her, her dreams, her passions and everything is changing. She's tearing the whole house down. Everything she sees, she's cutting and pasting. So I'm just getting to embrace who she is, and being that she loves what she's doing, I believe she has started setting her goals for herself. So back to the question I wanted to throw to you, Danita. You've told us the reason why it is important for us to start identifying our goals. We also need to know the guiding tips, for people out there, young people, because at your age you're quite young for all that you have attained. What are the tips you have to throw out to people out there to guide them on their career path?
Okay, I think the first thing I'd say is stay humble. Like if you're a high achiever, especially coming from high school, it's a small pool, and then you reach like the pinnacle of success in high school. But like going into the world, it's a different ball game. So stay humble, be willing to learn, there are a lot of people in the industries, new industries you don't even know about. So be open to just like learning from people. If you don't know something, say it, like, oh, I don't know, but I'd like to find out more about it. And then you find something new, like, oh, okay, I actually kind of enjoy this, because I never knew what population studies was.
Wow.
Well, I had like an idea that obviously they count people in a census, but that's pretty much it.
So it took you involving yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I'll just say stay open, and yeah, be willing to learn, do your research and study, of course. I mean, you of course, like there is the experience, but you do need to study, and I'm an advocate for pursuing higher education. If you want to do a master's, if you want to do PhD, so on, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I believe that along the line, sometimes in our career path, we do experience challenges and struggles that sometimes could even, throw you off balance or throw you off the bus. And then, how do you deal with such kind of, because so many people have lost their visions when they fall into those kind of.
Yeah, I think one of the recent like challenging opportunities I've had that kind of threw me off was, finishing university, of post-graduation blues, because it's like, oh, again, like varsity, it's still a small like environment on its own. And then there was a period where I was doing part-time jobs before I got this job. So I'm like, oh, like, will I ever get a job? And you hear stories of people in long-term unemployment, and then the statistics don't help, and the news, it's bad news after the other. So it got frustrating sometimes, but I would just say, persevere. That's the main
persevering spirit.
Persevere, pray to God, like, if even when we are, I'm not sure what the exact scripture is, but even when we are unfaithful, He is faithful. Like,
Absolutely.
if He said a word over your life, like, just hold on tight, He's going to get you through it.
Absolutely, and that's God for you. Once you involve Him, everything is all sorted. Jess, do you have any question to ask? Because she's like a mentor now you should look up to. You have any question to throw?
Not really.
Okay. With that being said, I just wanted to add this. What are the homeworks one has to do, in sense of okay, you're putting your things together, you're aligning your goals, you have a purpose. What homeworks do you need to do in order to make sure that things your career path is looking fulfilling?
Well, I'd say because we live in a social media age, and maybe Jess would agree as well, like, social media is your friend if you use it in a good way. Like, go on YouTube. I'm sure maybe you've checked out interior design channels.
All of that.
Yeah, I love YouTube, and check it out. Like, what can I do to capitalize on the kind of stuff that I want to do? Yeah, and then people could give you like insider tips. What else I would say? Get a mentor, actually. Yeah. Like if you pursue higher education, or even if high school, you have a teacher that you can maintain contacts with, or a lecturer, that's supportive and cheer you on. Get a mentor, and don't limit yourself. Like, if the opportunity comes and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do it, I'm scared, like, I'm not good with public speaking, I'm not so good with people, like, feel the fear and do it anyway.
And embrace it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you deal with criticisms? Because sometimes, you get those criticisms that might, discourage you, and you keep wondering if you're actually on the right path.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm a stubborn person sometimes as well, and I do feel like I'm smart, but at the same time, it's a learning process, if I'll be honest. I think also from the home I come from, like, I have parents who are honest with me, so I think that's also prepared me for the world. Like, okay, I'm not always gonna have it 100%, and if the person, even now that I'm working, especially in a research environment, we have different opinions. But if my supervisor or my colleague says, oh, maybe if we structure this paper in this way could be better. Just be like willing to listen and say, okay, well, let's try it out and see,
Let's see.
and then it could actually be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. And just what do you have to say about dealing with criticisms, like people discouraging you from, fulfilling your dreams and your goals?
I think that you should surround yourself with positive people. Like maybe you're into a type of subject that most people hate, and then they start like criticizing you and saying that that subject is like the worst subject ever. I think you should just stay away from them, move away from them, and go to a group that has positive people in them and will encourage you to move further in that subject and stuff. So I feel that that is a very important thing to do.
Yeah, okay. So thank you so much, Danita. We just want to round out with you giving our viewers a take home. What advice do you have for our viewers out there?
Wow, I've said a lot, but I mean, if you're a young person and you feel like I don't have it figured out yet, I mean, do we ever have it figured out?
Really?
Even grown people who are grown ups, I think as a human being, like perfection is not something that's like attained. It's like an evolution, if I would say.
True.
But like, my simple advice is do what makes you happy. You know what makes you happy, but and then just stay connected to God and just have a support system, people who will encourage you and push you in the right direction.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Danita. There you have it, viewers. I'm sure you all got something to go home with. So youths, watch out. I want you to listen to this, gain something, put yourself in order, and make sure God is in alignment with whatever you wish to achieve in life. Or if you're still identifying your purpose in life, put God first and then everything will follow. So keep well and bye-bye.
Before we end, I just wanted to add in that please could you tap the subscribe button, and if possible do like, and if you do want to, you can subscribe and give us some tips of how we could improve. And without any further ado, you will see our other videos and episodes and stuff. And bye.
Thank you. Don't forget the subscription button. Bye.
Bye.